The best and the worst of Versace. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Fragrance Bros, of course the best source for everything fragrance related. Now if you watched my last video, it was on the best of Versace, and that is what I consider to be the Dreamer by Versace. Great fragrance. Definitely go and check that out if you haven't already seen it. Today though, I want to talk about this right here. This one is Versace Dylan Blue or Dylan Blue. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways. We'll just say Dylan because it looks like Dylan. And this one is what I think is the worst of Versace. Now, of course, before I get started, if you disagree, that's totally cool. If you like this fragrance, no shade. This is just what I consider to be the worst. It's just my opinion, of course. But if you have a different opinion of what you think is the worst from Versace, let me know down in the comments because I would love to hear your thoughts. I think there are definitely some other whiffs from Versace. I think they have a lot of misses in the Versace line. But before we go on, let's talk about Dylan Blue. Now, first of all, this came out about a year after Sauvage. And I'll have to say, there's a lot of similarities between this and Sauvage. One thing that I do really like about Versace, no matter what you think about the fragrances, I love their bottles and their presentation. Box, always on point. Bottles, always really cool. This one, no exception. I love the faceted bottle design. The cap, okay, not heavy, but still pretty cool. And the Medusa head on this one, they etched it in right here like a little coin. Perfect. Much better than maybe what they had on the Dreamer with a frosted glass little molded thing on there. This one is much better and cleaner and looks fantastic. Now, notes in this are Calabrian bergamot, water notes, grapefruit, fig leaf, ambroxan, black pepper, patchouli, violet leaf, papyrus, incense, musk, tonka bean, and saffron. And the nose on this is actually Alberto Morillas. Fresh aquatic scents are really what Morillas is really known for. He does actually make very good versions of that, but sometimes he doesn't make good versions of that, and I think this is one of them. Now, this is at first glance an okay fragrance. If you smell this in the mall, if you smell this on paper, there is an immediate blast of freshness that I think is very nice. You get the citrus, you get the watery notes, you get a lot of the sweetness up front. I think generally whenever you smell it at first, it's pretty good, but I will say right away, this is not anything different than scents you've smelled before. And that's where you see the kind of chinks in the armor here. This is very by the numbers. As far as aquatic scents go, I think this is like very generic. This is something that a perfumer in school would make as like their first fragrance. That's what it smells like to me. It's nice, but it's not interesting. It's not any different than other fragrances out there. And that is one of the main problems I have with this. This came out a year after Sauvage did, and it doesn't do anything better than Sauvage does. Sauvage is simpler, it smells better, and it doesn't have the really bad base notes that this has. And that's where it goes wrong. Immediately, whenever you first spray this, it's okay. But then as it starts to dry, in just about 20 minutes after it starts to dry, then you get the really bad patchouli, geranium, musk kind of thing that has that kind of really staticky, synthetic type of smell, chemical smell that you get in really inexpensive, cheap colognes. This is the smell of the mall or a perfume counter or something like that. It just has that smell. I hate it. Whenever I smell this, it almost makes me nauseous. It's sad to say because at first it smells nice. As time goes on, the threads slowly unravel. It just becomes just a mess of a fragrance. And I really hate it for that. And I'm really sad for that because I think Versace can do really good fragrances as we've seen with the Dreamer, as we've seen with other fragrances from Versace. It's just this one is not good. They also have feminine fragrances in the Dylan Blue line. I think there's other flankers that came out as well. And I'm sure that it probably did okay. It's one of those fragrances that has a mass appealing scent that smells nice up front, especially on paper. And if you don't care what it smells like 30 minutes from now, then maybe you don't care. Maybe you'll like this fragrance. But I think this is definitely a skip. There's definitely fragrances in this style that are so much better, and especially ones that are made by Alberto Morillas. So I think this one is just trash. Skip this one for sure. With that, I'd like to thank my sponsor, Fragrance X. Fragrance X is an online reseller that sells thousands of legitimate products for a discounted cost. If you're considering buying a fragrance, definitely check out Fragrance X. I'll have a link down below to them as well as a coupon. But also check out Rakuten.com. Rakuten.com is a website that offers you a rebate with every purchase that you make through their website. They actually have a deal with Fragrance X that offers you a certain percentage in rebates just by buying through Rakuten. So I'll have a link down below to them as well. Definitely check check out Fragrance X and Rakuten together, great. But what do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Definitely let me know down in the comments down below. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Fragrance Bros. Bye.